Hey everyone, I am Roxy Cornotis and I am your host tonight as SL20 sits down with the amazing people that are bringing us SmokeFest this year. We're less than 28 days away. You can just feel how excited everyone is. We're sitting down today with Young Guns. He's the founder and CEO of SmokeFest. We also have Tequila Bella here. She is the COO of SmokeFest. There's also two performers for SmokeFest this year, Mike Kiel and Novel. We hope everyone's doing really well tonight. We have lots of burning questions, so we're just going to jump right on in for everybody. And my first question's for Young here. I think people want to know what the name is all about for Smokefest. Tell us about the meaning and why you called everything here for Smokefest.
That's interesting. Smokefest, I created the name, and it was a play on the phrase "bring the smoke." Come out and bring your best. You don't want this smoke, meaning it's a significance of just bringing your best and bringing that smoke in any facet. You know what I mean? So we want the audience to come and bring that smoke. We want to bring the smoke to the stage and just, man, we ready. You know what I mean? So that was the best name. And the sun, which people don't know, but the sun's actually got a name. In English, I wanted to, I'm a very, fan of Takashi Murakami, the artist. And I did, a lot of pop culture today is just influenced by his work, but I didn't want to just rip that guy off. You know what I mean? So we
I get
did
it.
our own spin, but that flavor Takashi Murakami, and I created the Maniki-san, and it's English for manic sun. So, but that's what the sun logo is for Smokefest. It's called the Maniki-san.
Very awesome. It's helpful, I think, everybody to understand and to get the whole meaning behind a name. So thanks.
You know what?
That's
Nobody knew that.
no, no one has. So that's hey, we're getting exclusive information here today.
Right, right.
Tequila, tell me you were with Smokefest One and we're at Smokefest Two this year. What's
hmm
big? What's big and different this year between the first year and the second year for you guys?
I think the question is more like, what's not bigger? We have double in size in every which way you can expect. Sim wise, we're officially Smokefest Valley is now two sims. We have a performance area, and then we have an audience area, which includes several vendors. And again, we've gone. At first Smokefest, we are 25 vendors, and this Smokefest, we're well over 60. And again, that's just, you've got so much great engagement back from everybody and such great feedback. And we really want as many people to showcase as many people as possible, not just performer wise, but in the designer world as well. And so you'll see a lot more exclusives this go around. Plus, we're connected to Bayside City, which is an amazing roleplay community, and they have three sims. So altogether, think of it, this event's going to be five sims big. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be so much fun. And, if everybody participating, it just bigger, yes. Better, hell yeah. It's going to be a great time.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, and you can make this your home. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, please don't
So
go
just
home.
stay. Just stay. It's fine.
So young, with this being your second one, how do you see? What is your ultimate dream for what Smokefest can bring to Second Life and the residents here?
You know what? There's so many technical feats that we're doing with this one, and I'm not going to bore people with the technical stuff. You know what I mean? But so just accomplish to get more evolved and more realistic and do and just grow and gaining the community's trust more and more. And when people hear Smokefest coming, for people to get so excited and knowing that the Smokefest team is going from every live clubs to whoever's playing entertainment. I want people to know we're in those clubs and we're recruiting, and our goal is to just do awesome shows and find super amazing talent, not just who are good. There's a lot of good, but we want people to blow you away on that stage. You know what I mean?
Of course. So speaking of the performers, how do you find them for your event? And when you're out there in all the clubs and listening to everyone, what is that thing you're looking for that just says, yep, I want them at SmokeFest. I would love to have them here.
You know what? I always tell Tequila, it's
Yeah.
that loud, big sound. You know what I mean? That big energy.
Yeah. And it,
That they probably don't even know they have. You know what I mean? But we're looking for a big presence and just somebody who is can command a stage because there's a big difference. Sorry, there's a big difference between managing a club stage and then the Smokefest stage. You know what I mean? So we want, and we're filming, so things have to look photogenic. So if there's stationary targets, then we're like, well, they're not going to blend well with the Smokefest stage. So there's a lot of big technical aspects, but also it comes down to the talent. You know what I mean? Somebody who commands the stage, works the stage, and also has a big sound, and knows moments to get soft, and that's what we're looking for this stage. You know what I mean?
Perfect. That makes total sense.
yep.
So speaking of the performers here, Michael, you performed in SmokeFest 1. What did that do for your career here in Second Life after performing on the stage the first time here?
Smokefest one, it pivoted my career. That was Thank you for that question too. That was a very nice, very well presented question.
You're welcome.
Smokefest one, it made it made everything matter. I say this every like all the time. I was a voice basically in the dark, and then Smokefest came along, and it literally turned my brand into something larger than I ever expected it to be here, and Second Life. Smokefest is it complements Second Life so well because it sheds light on the music and the role play and the it sheds light on every aspect of Second Life and its extremely creative community.
That's amazing. It's how one event and how one thing can just pivot something for you, and that's the beauty of Second Life.
Mm.
Absolutely.
So, Novel, what are you most excited for in performing for Smokefest this year?
I'm excited about giving them all that smoke. I want to just, I'm going to let it all out. I'm going to do what I like to do. I love the environment. I love the staging, the energy. I like to match big energy. So I'm just going to, show you better than I could tell you.
Awesome. We're so excited. There's so much coming up. We have a counter up on our stream here today. There is less than 28 days. You can just, everyone is getting so excited. And I think as these weeks count down, we're just going to jump out of our skin. I know you all are. But you partnered with SL20 this year and helping build that hype. So tell us about that partnership and what it has brought in change for you guys this year, Young.
I'll start, Tequila.
Yeah, and then
What
Yeah.
what a bunch of drunks. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
is
No,
there
they've
wine
been
in these bottles?
Where do we begin? That's
yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, they've been amazing. A group of people, great team, so professional. Their work is high level. They're masters of branding and graphics, and when I discovered them on social media, I saw that super talent instantly. It doesn't take a long time to understand SL20. The team is really super talented, and I hit up Danny. I was like, hey, I run a festival. It's pretty cool. I
he
hear a
said
whole
in
bunch.
that voice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, a whole
It
bunch of
wasn't weird at
offers.
all.
No, no. I was actually at his house, just in his window pane.
Yeah.
No, but
Buzzard.
yeah. But it was kind of like that. And then, we had a meeting, and we met with the SL20 marketing team, and everybody here, we just vibed, and it just felt like one, long lost extension family. And you guys blended so well with Smokefest team, and you guys are on the same ideals and same vibe. So it's been a blessing.
Awesome. We love you guys so much. How about you, Tequila?
I mean, same sentiment, when Young and I were discussing, partnerships and overlooking the social aspect of it. You know, it was a no-brainer for us when we were looking at SL20. Because one thing we always talk about, does this make sense? Do they, align with what we're, doing? Are they, trying to work at the caliber of what we're doing? And yes, 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 all around. And also, we look for people who are passionate on every level. Like, that's another thing when we go out looking for performers. Do they have that passion? Does it come through? Same thing with SL20. Do you guys, have the passion? Yes, you do. And you guys also have folks in here leading that have been in the game and have been, running things for a while. So there's so much experience there, and you guys have cultivated a team of experts that align with the same sense, of passion and really, bringing the best out of this game and out of everybody who participates. And that's exactly what, we're about. And so it just makes sense. And yeah, we couldn't be happier.
Well, we're so glad, and we see that passion in everything you guys do. And as you talked about, you have two full regions this year,
Mm-hmm.
and your design is different than last year. So can you tell us a little bit, Young, about how the sim is being designed, and maybe who's doing that, and the concept behind everything?
Yeah, but let me add to that also, the previous question.
Oh, sure.
Uh, what was very, amazing about SL20 partnership is that what we're going to be doing in Smokefest, like right now, I mean, we're doing a live interview on location. A lot of things that SL20, partnership, and they understand the broadcasting, that they're going to see in August is revolutionary. A lot of things that SL20 and Smokefest is doing as a partnership is revolutionary coverage. So I just got to get a shout out and appreciation to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just had to
We
say that because
appreciate it.
that's super important. I mean, we're doing revolutionary things.
It's
You
awesome.
know, what was the question? I'm sorry.
About the sim design or the region designs
Yeah.
and your concept and what you're going for here and who's doing it and all that fun stuff.
Um, right now, actually, who's doing the sim design is we're working with several people. One is Le Chateau, and they designed the. They're working on the sim outline and make sure everything is really realistic as possible. And we have another company coming in. We'll release that name pretty soon, but this takes you know, like that saying is, man, it takes a village on all aspects,
Yeah.
to do something so big where, it takes so many different elements to do something like this. And we're so blessed to have people hitting us up and lending their services.
That's awesome. So it is so massive. And for Young and Tequila here, what's been your biggest challenge of running an event of this size and magnitude and all the extra things we're bringing to the stage this year?
You want to take that one, Tequila?
Uh,
Because
sure.
go
I
ahead.
mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of long hours. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of dedication. And if you're not plugged in, it's not going to work. If you don't have that communication and, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, confirming, reconfirming, it's not going to work. You have to have really good communication. You have to trust your team and trust the process. You can't come in here with a negative perspective. It's not going to work because then everything will feel negative. You have to come in here, try to stay positive, and recognize there are going to be hiccups along the road, but keep the goal in mind. Okay, this didn't work. Okay, now how do I get back on track and how do I find other avenues to make it work? So you have to have perseverance as well. um, all those things, and again, you have to have people you can lean on. You have to have a strong team. And, I'm grateful for Young. We work really well together. We worked for several years on his brand and just different projects. And so we already know each other like that. So that kind of synchronicity really helps along the way too.
Yeah, but you know, the way we work, we're so like, you know, we're years in knowing each other and know how we both operate and think. It's kind of like
Mm.
riding those bikes with two people on it.
Yeah.
And I want to say
Exactly.
this.
I
I
do
want
see that around the sim now.
to,
Right.
yeah, tell him. But I will say this. Smokefest, you know, we came from the designer world, and you know, and the entertainment world of SL, you know, opened us with open arms and been very amazing. And the thing is that if there is a blueprint, we're not looking at it and we don't know, maybe out of ignorance or maybe out of just being so focused on what we're doing. And that's one of the hardest things to do, is to not follow a blueprint or a, you know, or a system. We're just throwing everything as we go and figuring it out. And, you know, it's scary because there's no laid road for you. You know what I mean? So you're the one that's going out in the forest alone and figuring it out, you know.
You're that
So
trailblazer.
yeah, yeah,
There's
you
something
know,
out there for you. You guys are making that, and it's quite amazing to watch as we've been going
yeah.
along here.
It makes it interesting. I think if we were following the blueprint, I think I'd get bored. You know what I mean?
Well, you've said that, and I've heard you say you want to keep having fun, and you only want to do this
Yeah.
when you're enjoying it. So, what is the most enjoyable thing for you for doing this event?
For me, just here, the most important is like thinking about if I was a designer and I was on the platform and I wouldn't got to meet so many like really. See, I don't like to use the word friends. I just got to say family, and I don't want to overuse the word because I know it gets overused and you know blah blah blah. But like people who you mesh with so well, uh, that feels just like instant family. Uh, these two artists behind me, and a lot of artists, you know that I meet, and you know, I don't want to name them because then you know people will be like, "What about me?" But everybody who I came across to is just so just brilliant, super people, and we had them back, and they just felt like family. You know, I got to meet Novel. Uh, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? But it seems like 2 years. I mean, we're both combat sports fans, you know, and we were just talking all night, and we just, I mean, talking and just hanging out till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Just, you know, it was, you know, and those are, I think, you know, making, you know,
It
making
all worth
Smokefest
it.
worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Novel's amazing person, man, and MJ, um, you know, all these people, you know, that you know we got to meet. And what's scary is like if I didn't do Smokefest, you know what I mean? Uh, you know, I would not meet these people, and I can't imagine not meeting these people because they're super amazing on the stage and off the stage, you know. And I got to see brilliance, you know, and so you know, there's so much amazing things that happens on Smokefest, the big party, the amazing shows, and this and that. But for the, man, I gotta be a sap, you know, and I gotta just highlight, you know, newfound friendships and you know, and
Yeah.
family, you know, and I got to meet y'all, so you know,
Right? It sends
I get
you decisions you make send you on a path that leads you to people, and it's an amazing
Mhm.
thing.
that's the most important thing at the end of the day, you know. Numbers and other things, anything you can think of, that don't matter. But you know, at the end of the day, what you just said, that's the most important. You know, on
The
your path to meet
relationships
newer people,
you
amazing.
build. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So you
thing is, oh, sorry, go ahead,
No,
Ross.
you're fine. No, 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 go ahead.
My biggest thing, like I love that you get to learn these people, but just, the people you work with. You see them as an artist, you see them as performers, but you see them as that, but then you get to peel back the layers, like Young was saying, and you get to really learn who they are on that personal level, on that human level, and those connections, they're so priceless. But what else is priceless is the fact, like during showtime, and I'll always talk about this because it was just so memorable for me being in the audience for the shows, is seeing all these communities from all over the world, all over the grid, come together, enjoying music, and people you normally wouldn't see in the same space on the grid are all there. And they're all just vibing, having a great time, discovering new artists. Like, wow, like that's what SL's capable of. Like the light bulbs are going off, friendships are being made. Like it's such a great time beyond words, and it's truly, truly transcending. It's truly such a euphoric, beautiful experience. Music is a journey. Smokefest for me was it's a journey. It's an experience, but it's a journey, and it's a journey musically and just through bringing people together, and it's awesome.
So you guys have made that inclusive and diverse environment. So how have you guys captured that here for Smokefest too?
The inclusive endeavor. How do we capture that here?
Hmm. How do you make
Oh,
this so inclusive and a diverse environment for everyone
oh,
in Second Life to be able to enjoy?
that's just me and Tequila and the whole Smokefest team. Uh, in one day, we go from a country western club, and we're line dancing to going
Mhm.
to an urban club and a techno
Mhm.
club all in one day. You know what I mean? That's exactly how you get it done. And understanding the audience and understanding who is really great in those genres and really caring
Mhm.
about different types of music and being honest and have being honest about the goal of bringing everybody together and
Mhm.
discovering new music. You can say that, and sometimes people can be cliche of saying, "I want to bring everybody together." Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like and give
Yeah.
everybody suckers. But if you have an honest heart and you really, really, enjoy so many different demographics in the audience and having a good time and seeing, you know, I said this in the first meeting of SL20, and it's not something popular or people want to hear, but SL is very segregated. You know what I mean? And and I think for business reasons, not for any malicious or any other reason, a business, you want to target, who enjoys your music. So, and that's like that. It's like that in real life. I'm not gonna, I had time to
It
think
is.
about it, but it's like that in real life. It's just business. But then you have festivals in real life, and here, I'm fortunate to be here now that it brings everybody together. I mean, there's festivals in real life that brings everybody together, and it's one of those great moments. And I'm just really happy to bring that stage and venue and festival here, where it just
Mhm.
first a time bring everybody together and just discover new artists that they wouldn't I wouldn't say wouldn't go to, but sometimes we get comfortable of just hearing the same music that we like. You know what I mean? It's just comfortable. You know the club, you just know the environment. So, it's like, food. I don't want to branch out to a new food because I just know my food and I might not like it. Same thing,
Yeah.
but so that's
The other thing I would add to that is this event is totally free. And we make it that way, on an economic level. We could charge it, yeah, we could charge an insane amount for tickets, but why do that? That defeats the purpose, because we want to include everybody, no matter where you are. Like if you play this game, pouring money into it or not, like we just want people to come, encourage them to come as much as possible, and so that's why we strive to make everything free. Um,
That's how you make it
so
inclusive.
beware of the scalpers. Beware of them scalpers.
yeah.
You
So if
don't
there's
need to buy
scalpers,
tickets.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, just bring yourself. That's all we ask.
Well, we have two performers right behind you guys here, and I know we haven't released the lineup quite yet, but can you give us any hints of acts that are coming or genres and
Hmm. Hmm.
any little tidbits you could
Hmm.
just give a little bit?
Hmm. Young?
Good to say this, and then Tequila's gonna be nudging my arm while I talk. You know what I mean? Yeah, I will say this: every show has its flavor, has its what's that word? Tequila, like
Mm,
vibe. You know what I mean?
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every show will have its flavor, it has its vibe, and you know, uh, I wanted
Well,
release.
obviously,
Yeah,
no surprise, we're gonna have Novel.
yeah, that's
Yes.
our breaking news.
Yeah, he will be performing. He's here to represent Hooleyville and the Hooley family and the Hooley name,
The
so we're
H
very
band,
excited.
Hooli,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Hooray!
There you go.
Exactly.
Actually, two Hooli artists, right? Yeah, and
Yes, sir. We can do
man,
that.
Exactly.
and trust me, yeah, that was one of the big
I'm
drops.
so
Is that yeah? So we went to hear him play, and we were just blown away. And I was like, let's try to make it happen and see if the stars align, and it did, and we have him, and that's a big drop. And a lot of people who heard him in the hip hop community knows that he's a titan in the hip hop community. He's super gifted, and he's super explosive. And I'm telling you, what he does on stage mirrors real life performances. I mean, he's insanely gifted, and you know, that's
that,
one of the guys I can't wait to let loose on the crowd and show y'all.
I
So you
mean,
have
right here, between Machiavelli and Novel, I mean, that should tell you enough. They bring the performance. They bring the not just the talent, the entertainment quality, everything you can think of. These guys do, and we're just so excited and blessed to have them be part of the show.
It's going to be so much fun. So we're every weekend in August, and there's even a Euro time show, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
new for you guys from SmokeFest 1 um, to SmokeFest 2. So everyone's going to have a lot of opportunities to come, and even if they're busy one weekend, there's 3 other weekends
Uh,
that they'll be able to come here and see everything. And the fact that there's no charge to get in, and they can come see as much or as little as they want. Hopefully, lots and lots of great artists. It's going to be quite an amazing experience.
And we do actually have some big news to share,
Oh, okay.
Young, if you want to announce.
So we'll have a countdown pre-party at Bayside City, July 15th, 5 p.m. SLT, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and let's I guess we can announce those artists, right? Because they're going to be dropping the poster, via the
Exactly.
SL20 channel. So make sure you just subscribe, and every subscriber will give me 10% of the proceeds.
Oh my
Give me a
lord.
percentage of every. I just play.
Can I say who's
Daddy's like ready
performing?
to shut it off. So
Can I say who's
yeah,
performing?
yeah, you do that one.
Okay,
Go ahead.
drum roll, please. No. All right, everybody, we have coming from HBAM, we have Paramore SL. They're going to be performing. We're super, super excited about that. If you love Paramore, please come out, see them, support them. And then next we have DJ Dusage. You saw him at SmokeFest 1. He's going to come back, blow the roof off the place. And then our final DJ, do you want to say, Young?
Yeah, our final DJ to close out the epic night. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's amazing. We could just stop there and go home, but we're not, you
we're
know.
not.
We're not.
But
So
there's
the final
more.
DJ to close it out is Litchi Moonwall.
Yes.
So
And
that'll be the
he's
that'll
so
be the
generous.
15th show.
He's so generous. He's offering up two 500 Linda gift cards, which will be raffled off for Relay for Life again. We are partnering with Relay for Life to, help find a cure for cancer, and we're so passionate about it. And thank you to the bearded guy for the gift cards. We'll be raffling those off that night.
Awesome. So how's Relay for Life becoming part of SmokeFest, and how's that partnership working for you guys?
Oh, they're amazing. They've been so extremely helpful. Shout out to Stingray and his team. You know, um, they give us all the amenities and things that we need, and been so supportive when I pitched the idea to him, and to do what we're able to do. So big props to the Second Life Relay for Life American Cancer. Damn, that's such a tongue twister. American Cancer Society
You're good.
team. You know what I mean? They've been so supportive,
Yeah.
and they our first meeting with them, they gave me so much stats and they're what they do here, and one of my biggest things was like we want to make sure if people's going to donate their money, um,
Right.
it's not going to be no rinky-dink operation. It's going to be the top-notch, operation and highly trusted, company, and people. So, shout out to Strawberry Linden. She gave me Stingray's name and got us pointed to the direction we needed and helped us make that happen. And it's been a dream and a blessing to turn a music festival into a meaning. You know what I mean? Like you can have success in something and this and that, but do you have meaning? That's a whole different thing. So shout out to Strawberry Linden and Stingray, for
And
giving
yeah,
Smokefest meaning.
and what better organization than the American Cancer Society?
I agree.
We all, well, I'm going to just speak for myself. There's a connection. My grandmother passed away from lung cancer, and it's like she started smoking when she was 15. What if they were educated back in that day to say, hey, no, put it down. This is not good for you. This actually has terminal effects. And so the more we can educate and donate and get the word out about it, we would love to do our part.
Yeah, it's that cancer touches everyone in some way, and this is
Hmm.
it's near and dear to my heart as well. So we really appreciate you guys partnering with them. You've also partnered with Bayside City. So how is that all connecting?
Yes.
That's a whole other thing we haven't gotten into yet,
Yeah.
and how that's being part of Smokefest.
Yeah, shout out to Mila Vanderbilt,
Woo, Mila.
uh, and Mila Vanderbilt and the Vanderbilt Estates and all of her whole team. They've been so amazing. They've been so accommodating, and it's been the party horn. Yeah, they've been so accommodating, and that's been in the works for since I started construction on stage. I think like 5 months, and we had a meeting with their team, and we were like, I'm going to figure out a way to bring Smokefest, to Bayside, and we looked at a lot of different things, uh, location, logistics, and I'm thinking about the location logistics early meetings we had, and it's kind of laughable. We were actually one of the ideas was to take one of her sims and do this, and then just won't be possible because then we'd be shutting down a whole sim, and
I'm like, no, let's not do that.
yeah.
Let's
So
add to it for
yeah,
sure.
so while I was talking to you, I was kind of laughing in my head, but I had to explain so I don't
Yeah.
sound like a weirdo.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I mean, their team has just been amazing. Shout out to them, and yeah, it's just they're amazing to work with, and they're just welcome us with open arms, and they're excited, over there. We plan to do some pre and post parties.
The Bayside is so great though. They're full role play. If you do, oh shoot, what's it called when you can meter up and you have to watch your health so you don't
My story.
die? My Story. So they're totally My Story compatible. They have an airport. You can fly into Bayside, go to the different destinations. They have RP restaurants, shopping, clubs, nightlife. They're going to have a hotel open there. And one of the big things that we got from Smokefest one is seeing people wanting to RP their whole vacation experience to Smokefest. And so that's what Bayside is going to provide. And you can literally drive around the city and drive right into Smokefest because we'll be
So much
connected
fun.
by the streets. Yeah.
Also follow their socials because that way you can get an Airbnb and you can get a hotel and you know, get a chance to come see the festival and join the whole, vibe here.
That's going to be so much fun. We're all looking forward to that. My artist back there for you guys, and now I'll ask you first, and then Michael can follow up. What are you guys going to? How are you preparing? I mean, every show is important. Every time you walk on that stage, I know it's new experience. But how are you guys preparing maybe differently for Smokefest this year?
For me, I would say just more so taking things over over the past of performances and taking different highlights and different things that I love to do over time and piecing those together as well as, I like to always create. Every time I do a show, I like to create at least two or three pieces or something new. So for this one, this is one of the moments. things. And then after, like I said, meeting Young and Tequila, it's like it's just one of them ones where it's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun moment. Cause you don't always get that. I've been performing on here for a while, so you get some of them. Every moment I'm always ready to go in, but this is one of the moments where okay, I could bring out different tricks of different little things, and it's a fun creative thing for me, especially this type of show. It's fun because you got so many different genres, so now I can have fun. I'm just gonna have a ball, like the collab. We got a bunch of other artists and talent, so a lot of people it's going, we bringing out everything. That's all I can say. We want to bring out all the little nice creative talents, and it's going to be beautiful. It's
Awesome.
going to be dope.
How about you, Mike? Yeah.
I follow up with just preparing, for these events, like performing on SL is just it's limitless, you don't have to limit yourself. So honestly, I'm going over the top, and Smokefest was able to do it. They were able to hold everything that I wanted to do last time. So I'm gonna do double that, you know what I'm saying, and pray that it all works out like it did last time. But you can
I'm
expect
sure it will.
you can expect something that you've never seen before. That's what I could promise. I could promise.
Well, we're all so excited to see everything for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a moment to anything that we maybe didn't touch on today. Is there anything else that you feel like we need to know? We'll go around here, starting with Young, and anything we didn't talk about today that you just want everybody to know.
Yeah, I'll drop another exclusive. Shout out to Darkfold. They're giving us a bed to raffle off for y'all freaky freaks.
I know the one, Twitter.
I
That's
know
all
the
I
one.
gotta say.
So Darkfold, if you haven't got
Big
that
ups to
bed,
Pops, man.
ooh-wee, they got some animations that make your toes curl. So, I wouldn't know because I
Gotta
don't do
stretch.
that.
Y'all
Gotta
nasty.
stretch. Wow.
Oh gosh.
Wow. Well attacked.
So, anyways, I got to drop that exclusive. Had to. Shout out to them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Tequila?
Nino.
Well, I don't have anything exciting like that. Jesus, we gotta follow that.
Right.
Mm. I just wanna reiterate, event opens on Saturday, August 5th. The doors are going to open at 10 a.m. So you can come in early, you can get that early shopping done, you can come, you can camp out. We're encouraging people to camp out this year since now we have the space. So we're really excited about that. Make sure you get your outfits ready, get those landmarks ready. If you haven't already, follow us on our socials. We have a link tree, and you can find everything, of course, on our Facebook. If you want to be in the know and get here ASAP because it's going to fill up. Show one, every show is crazy, but let me tell you, show one, we're going big, we're going hard. Like, you want to make sure you're here. If you see somebody that's later on in the show and you're trying to come, you might not get in. But again, we're at Bayside. There's 3 whole other sims you can watch the show from. But if you want front row, you got to come just like any other festival in real life. You got to get here early
Camp
to
out
get your
early.
seat. Mm-hmm.
I like it. Well, thank you guys so very, very much for sitting down and talking with us today. It's been so much fun and just some great information on all the things that we can look forward to in August. So for everybody who's listening, be sure to connect with socials so that you know where everything is going on and when it's going on, and you don't want to miss a thing that's going to happen. Thank you guys so very much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great night.
Bye.
Woo, woo.